Richard Haass, the world is keeping a close eye on what's going on this weekend. Elections in France, obviously. A lot of people worried about Le Pen's success there. What are you looking at?
Not just Le Pen's success. This is the first round of the French elections this Sunday. The second and final round, which will be a runoff between the two top finishers, will be on Sunday, May 7th. You've got Le Pen on the far right. You've also got a guy named Mélenchon on the far left. Bear with me here. Either one, if they would win.
No, I said Le Pen. And you go, Le Pen? So what am I mean, come on. I'm from the Redneck Riviera. So anyway,
anyhow,
you have
at least two candidates, right. If they were to win, and either could. The polls show things neck and neck. They would probably end French participation in the European Union, probably end French participation in NATO, as we've
So what is the hope for the godless globalists?
For the
and the Council on Foreign Relations.
There's two candidates there. Emmanuel Macron, who used to be the economics minister, another conservative candidate, Monsieur Fillon. But my point is simply, you now have a race in France where literally the post-World War II history of Europe and the future of Europe is up for grabs.
So, Richard, let me ask you this, and I think it's one of the great failings in European politics from 30,000 feet, that there hasn't been a strong party that stepped forward that said, we understand. We think open borders with the EU is bad as well. We think the fact that our French identity has been lost over the past 30, 40 years, because France is not America. Right. Our identity centers around immigration. That's not the case in France. I mean, so is there a candidate over there that can say, I share your concerns. We've got to be tougher on who comes in here. We've got to be tougher on immigration in here, but we're not going to close ourselves off to the world, and we sure as hell aren't going to be racist about it.
Possibly Macron, possibly Fillon, because I think what would happen if either one of them were to win, these are the so-called establishment candidates, they would make a beeline to Berlin to talk to Merkel and to basically say, can we have some reform of Europe to better balance the relationship between Brussels and national capitals, because clearly the European Union has gotten it wrong, went too far in the direction against nationalism.
Right. It seems the far left and far right have far more in common than they did perhaps 4 or 8 years ago. You commented before we went on at the race in Turkey, the election there, and it's amazing. He could be there to 2029. My daughter's not in kindergarten. He could be there till my daughter's a junior in high school. You don't believe that will have any influence on Le Pen, or for that matter, the far left party, in light of the fact that more Syrian refugees may find their way into Europe, since that was a part of the platform of the Turkish.
But it probably won't happen between now and the French election. No, what worries me is that there could be some type of a terrorist incident. Imagine there were a series of bombings going off in one of the suburbs of Paris.
That could help Le Pen?
Absolutely. It could really move people. Fear, as you know, is a really powerful motive.
So you've mentioned how the far right and the far left are both soured on NATO, and they want less French involvement in NATO. Is Russia favorable towards those, are they favoring a clear candidate?
Mrs. Le Pen recently spent some time in Moscow.
Did that hurt her with the French voters?
Not at all. Not at all. No, and this is, indeed, my guess is we will find various forms of Russian quote-unquote involvement in these elections before we're done.
Quickly. Talk, if you will, Richard, a little bit about the difference between her and her father, right? Because her father was easy to dismiss as a fringe extremist, and I'm not saying that she's not, but she's smarter in how she uses her language and appears more centrist, isn't she?
Absolutely right. She's National Front 2.0. Much less crude, much more refined, in a sense, much more dangerous. What she's learned, she's sandpapered off some of the rough edges. She still gets out the dog whistles, however you say that in French. But she is much more careful in a way to appeal to people, by the way, who are on the left. It's a populist, nationalist. A lot of her message now is economic, much more than it is racist. It's a much more subtle and, I think, potentially dangerous message.
Harold, isn't Shan French for dog?
Look, I thought you said it right the first time.
Le Pen.
We got the Shan part. We couldn't get the whistle.
With the whistle part. The whistle part was tough.
Still ahead. Counting the paper. Now, I will say one of the great failings in European politics is not having somebody that says, we understand. We have open borders. This is insanity.
Your larger point is right.
This is insanity, and we're French, and we're proud of being French, and we're going to protect our culture, and we're going to protect our nation. and do that without being racist. But we in the West and a lot of people in the media suggest that if someone were to make that statement, then they would be bigoted.
Right.
That's just not the case.
There's got to be a rebalancing in Europe.
There
Whoever
has to.
figures that out will be extraordinarily successful.
All right. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.